What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome to another video here on the channel. Today I thought it would be worthwhile taking a look at Barcelona's preseason and finding some few worthwhile things that we can hold on to make this coming week more interesting. With Neymar rumors dying down in a sense, the Ligt moving to Juventus and Griezmann already being signed, there is not really much else for Barcelona fans to get excited for, so hopefully this video can change your mind. Today we're gonna go over 5 different things that we should be on the lookout for Barcelona's preseason. And one more thing before starting off this video, be sure to check out our friends at Golazo Jersey. The links are gonna be in the description down below. They got the newest Barcelona kit, so guess who can look the most epic, most valuable fan of them all. Before we delve into this list, I want to tell you guys, if you didn't know already, Barcelona's preseason begins on the 23rd of July with a game in Japan versus Chelsea, followed 3 days after by Villa's and Iniesta's Vissel Kobe, and then, well, a return to the Camp Nou on the 4th of August to face Arsenal in the Joan Gamper Trophy. And well, finally, to my surprise, 2 encounters in the USA, the first of those being the 7th in Miami and then the 10th in Michigan. From all of these games, I must say I'm most excited about Chelsea, not really because of us, but because I actually think it's very risky to appoint Frank Lampard as manager for them. This is way too early in his career, and also because since they got the transfer ban, it will be interesting to see how they will line up and stuff like that. But yeah, really, you're not here to talk about Chelsea, you're here to talk about Barcelona. So let's start off with my very first point, which is going to be Ousmane Dembélé. Dembélé is not debuting by any means, and he's not a new player to our squad, but this is his very first preseason as a Barcelona player. The very first season he was here, he missed the preseason because of his late transfer from Dortmund, and then on the second he missed it again because of an elongated yet deserved vacations after leaving the World Cup trophy in Russia. I don't really want to blame his troubles of late entirely on he not being able to have a proper preseason, but these set of games are important to get players in the right mood, both mentally and physically, to affront a hard, long campaign ahead. That horrible injury he suffered against Getafe in the first season could be down to this. So to avoid more instances like that, I think seeing Dembélé now have a proper preseason with his squad, with his manager, can put himself in an even ground to compete for his position instead of fighting an uphill battle like he was in the priors. Valverde from now on, with this, will be able to judge him from the start, and literally there has to be no excuses if Ousmane is there at this point, putting the performances against Chelsea, Vissel Kobe, Arsenal and Napoli. Secondly, we have to certainly mention that it's going to be extremely thrilling seeing our newest signing play for Barcelona for the very first time. Even if you don't agree with any signing, I'm kind of obviously pointing here to Griezmann, it is extremely difficult to deny that seeing a superstar play for your club doesn't fill you with a little bit of joy. It does. It really does. Debuts are always something exciting. They're always great showings, and seeing how they will link up with their teammates is a grand spectacle. I would also like to add that with this, the thrill of hoping they score and seeing for the very first time is something which is going to continuously travel through my body and that body of every single Barca fan for these upcoming 5 matches. It might not be the most convincing arguments, but sometimes you have to find joy in the little things. Preseasons are normally thought of being kind of like a trial and not too important for when it comes to deciding the team later on. But something that it does help with is providing some few hints about how, and more importantly, where some players like Frenkie de Jong will play for Barcelona. We continue to think that players like Rakitic and Busquets, but more importantly in this case Arthur, are undisputed starters. And yes, we're all in our right reason to think that. However, Valverde will start to decipher these questions precisely on this preseason. Maybe he will try de Jong as a number 8, maybe then deploy him as a CDM. And we really cannot be ever too sure. Furthermore, Valverde will employ different combinations, seeing which pair works best together and which doesn't. This is where I think someone like Arthur could fall behind, and so someone like Arturo Vidal. Barcelona's midfield is very competitive this season, and hopefully this turns out to be way more positive rather than a detriment, and we get to see all of our midfielders show a tremendous level throughout the season as they will be fighting for only 3 spots. Fourthly, I want to mention the defense debate as well. I think that further up the field, there's really not too much competition. That is why I'm not dedicating one of these spots to that. But in the midfield and debate, there is. Currently, we have Umtiti versus Lenglet and even Sergio Roberto versus Semedo. I would totally like to make videos on these pairs, and I actually will. I already started planning a video comparing Semedo and Roberto to see which one could be better for Barcelona this season. But for the moment being, we have to settle now for what we have. And we're going to have to see this preseason which player Valverde decides to employ. At initial glance, you can say that Clement Lenglet and Sergio Roberto are clear favorites with a very large edge, honestly, because they have been playing every single game and the most important ones when it came to the final games of last season. But I think there's always has to be a moment to reflect and a moment to actually judge. And this can be this moment. Barcelona has already said that Nelson Semedo is not transferable by any means, so that means that there has to be some sort of deal between the two parties to agreeing for Semedo to stay, because we know that Semedo needs the playtime and that he wants that playtime because he's 25 years old now, so he needs to start making a name for himself. And if Barcelona are not gonna give him that, well, he's better off somewhere else. But if he is staying at the end of the day, then it means that yeah, probably he will play, and that's a very great news, and that's something that I want to see. In the case of Clement Lenglet and Umtiti, is going to be more of the same. I want to see what Valverde actually goes for. Is he going to go for the name in Umtiti, or is he going to go for the player that has given him more last season in Clement Lenglet? That's a very honest debate. It's very difficult to decide because I think both players at this stage are at very similar levels. So it's gonna be interesting to see that, and I want to see that right now in preseason. I want to see preferably Barcelona can play with both of them at the same time, or who of the two is gonna make the cut when it comes to that left-footed center back position. And finally, I want to see the youngsters. Give me those wonder kids. I want to see what they're made of, and I want to see how they perform on and off the field, and so will Valverde, because really there's not too many chances they're going to be getting to show themselves in front of the fans. They might get a chance to play against, I don't know, lower oppositions in La Copa del Rey, but that's luck of the draw, for instance. And two, you don't get to see how they perform in an entire squad environment. That's something very important as well. You have to see how they react, you have to see how they behave themselves, and that's very, very important. The players which I want to see this preseason are Ricky Puig, Alex Collado, Carles Aleñá, Abel Ruiz, and Hiroki Abe. Hiroki Abe is the latest player that Barcelona has signed from Japan, from Kashima Antlers, and he's, I believe, probably going to the Japanese tour, because of course there's going to be Japanese people who might want to see their new next star play for Barcelona with the first team. So overall, these are the players which I want to see how they perform. I want to see how they reach the biggest level. People like Moussa Wagué, I don't think are going to make them. Maybe they will incorporate themselves later on in the preseason, but right now he's on the final of the African Cup of Nations, so good job for Moussa Wagué. And then other people such as Ludovic Reis, I haven't heard too much news surrounding him, so I wouldn't be able to tell you sure if he's going or not. But potential is to be had here in Barcelona, and I think the future of La Masia might be good. People forget that sometimes generational players come and go, and people may say La Masia is dead, but sometimes you just gotta buy the talent elsewhere. And honestly, getting them young at this stage and playing at Barcelona B, they will get the DNA, and probably they will even have more chances than what other Masia graduates would have in the past. So hopefully guys, with this video I can entertain you a little bit longer and you have found something that will give you amusement during Barcelona's preseason. I know how hard it can be, but if you stick to this, I think that every single game will have another dimension to it. So hopefully you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, ciao.